And it's time for the first round of the AF Lager Championship. Let's take a look at the table. So here we go. We are starting the first round of the AF Lager Championship. This is the first half of the first round. I'm just going to let you have a little look at this. Some of these matchups that are happening here. We've got Corona at the bottom. That's got a bye. We've got Rheinbacher versus Klausthaler. That's going to be interesting. Yes, San Miguel do an alcohol-free. I don't know what I was thinking. Of course, it comes in blue bottles. And that's going to be up against the Warsteiner. What else have we got here? We've got Lucky Saint, which is a crafty offering. I said that the Lost AF was the only crafty offering. Well, we've got the Lucky Saint as well. But anyway, you've had a chance to have a look at the tournament. There's a few different matchups there. But we're going to talk about the first matchup. The first matchup's going to be between these two beers. On my right, it's going to be is the Tsingtao. So it's the Tsingtao 0.0%. And this is available in home bargains. And I'm hoping it'll continue to be available in home bargains, because I know sometimes some of these beers, they're in home bargains and then, 3 weeks later, they're not there anymore. So I apologise if this ends up doing well and ends up disappearing from home bargains. But I don't, I know Tsingtao is a really good beer, but when you're talking alcohol-free, it's a completely different game. I'm going to be doing these blind, as usual, so this is going to be really, really unbiased, because I have no idea what any of these beers taste like, really. And this is going to be up against this beer that I've only seen recently in Lidl. It is Karlskrone. So it's Karlskrone, again, 0. So these are both 0.0%. We've got Karlskrone from Aldi, which I think is about 6 cans for about £5, about 6 cans for £5, I think, something like that. This was really cheap, 69p a bottle, the Tsingtao, but that's the thing about home bargains. You'll get these dead cheap, and then will they be in again, though? I don't know. But yeah, Karlskrone. Looks like it's going for the kind of Heineken vibe there. Maybe it is, I don't know. But they've already got an alcohol-free lager with the Rheinbacher, so it'll be interesting to see what this other one, Karlskrone, will be like. Karlskrone, Tsingtao. Let's introduce the glasses. Because they are different. I did say the glasses will be different, and they are. I've decided to go for these ones, just because generally they're going to be in smaller bottles, so this will give us a little bit more room to actually say what I think of them. So this kind of shape of a glass, I forgot what they call these kind of glasses now. I should have, like tumblers, aren't they? They're nice. We've got the Brewdog one, and we've got the Daya one. So, both ends of the spectrum there with that, but it doesn't really matter. They're both identical glasses, and that's what I wanted. Just different things on the front. One will be in the Brewdog, one will be in the Daya, but which one will be in which? Won't necessarily be this way around. As usual, I'm going to get them poured by an independent person, and then I'm going to see what I think of them. So anyway, let's stop waffling. These are the beers. Let's get it going. Let's get these poured out into glasses and get the first round underway. Okay, beer's poured, and well, look at these. So this one's giving a slightly fluffier head, but I don't know, they're very similar heads. This one's possibly going down a bit quicker. We've got a similar amount in each glass, so that's good. It's going to be quite good, these glasses, I think, for doing this. I think the reason I didn't do the other challenges in these glasses was because originally I had a Vocation one like this and a Daya. The Vocation one broke, and they only got this Brewdog one recently, so yeah. So now I've got two glasses like this that are identical. I might use these in future for taste tests. Anyway, let's tell you that's really invigorated the head there. Let's do the same. Let's do the same thing with this one, and then we will tell you which one is which. So this is which one's which. Okay, that was which one was which. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it nice, unbiased, which I think is better. And then I will have a little guess, just for a laugh, which one I think is which. But I have not a clue, because I don't really know anything about alcohol-free beers. Let's have a little look at the colours. So they both kind of give me a little bit of amber in the colour there. Just trying to think of how to hold it up so I can see better. But to be honest, they're both exactly the same colour there. They're mainly a pale straw colour, possibly with a tiny touch of amber if you hold it up to the light. But I'm calling that pale straw. Interesting. Let's have a look. So the heads are dissipating quite quickly, which I think is kind of like standard for an alcohol-free beer, isn't it? Really, they don't really have great head retention. Let's get a nose on this one. So So how I'm going to rate these, by the way. So how I'm going to review these. Let's reinvigorate the head on this one again. So obviously I'm going to look at my own personal tastes and how much I actually like the beer, how flavourful it is. If it's overly sweet, that's not a good thing as far as I'm concerned. Going to look for any kind of maltiness, any natural maltiness in there. Possibly any other flavours I'm getting, how complex it is, how refreshing it is. But also I'm going to think about how much it doesn't taste like an alcohol-free beer. Because people will know, you guys will know, alcohol-free lagers, they have a particular thing in the taste which just makes them taste like alcohol-free lagers. The ones that have that in the taste less are ones that I'm going to prefer, really, and they're going to have a massive advantage over any of that taste, obviously alcohol-free, and have that horrible sickly sweetness that you get. At the moment, I'm just getting it emanating off both these beers. I think that kind of sickly sweetness you get with a lot of alcohol-free beers. I'm not taking into account like sugar content and things like that, because I know some lagers have got a lot more sugar in them than others. Not taking into any account any of those health benefits, or well, the opposite of a health benefit really, if it's loaded with sugar. Not taking any of that into account. It's purely on the taste and how much it sort of emulates a proper lager, I suppose, how well it emulates a proper lager. Anyway, let's get nosing them. So we're going to nose this one first, the Brewdog glass. So I'm getting a bit of that horrible sickly sweetness that you do get with the alcohol-free beers. But there is something else in there. There is actually a fragrant floralness in there. And a little bit of a dryness in that smell, which I would associate with a fairly nice lager. It is overwhelmed, a bit like almost like a lemon and lime kind of smell. Unfortunately, but it does smell like there is something there that is quite pleasant. Yeah, I'm getting fruity notes, a little bit of syrup. Bit of lemon, well, I'm getting a bit of lemon in there. Well, it is kind of like a synthetic-y kind of lemon. It does smell like the kind of lager I would want to drink, though, so that's interesting. Let's get a nose on this one now. See if it's any similar or different or what. Oh, that's different. Cheese. I'm getting cheese on the aroma there. I think I need to just adjust to this, because sometimes going from one beer to the other can make the smell a bit weird, but yeah, definitely get a cheesy note on that. Pineapple as well. Like, I mean, you have to be a certain age to remember parties with cocktail sticks with cheese and pineapple on them, but that's exactly what it smells like, a combination of pineapple and cheese on a cocktail stick, taking me back to a 1980s kids party. No, thank you. Oh yeah, definitely tinned pineapples I'm getting in there. I'm getting tinned pineapples. And a bit of cheese, which is very strange. And unfortunately, I'm getting very little else on the nose there. You know, I'm kind of hoping this isn't the Tsingtao. I'd expect much better. I don't know anything about Karlskrone, but I'd expect much better from Tsingtao than a cheesy pineapple-y beer. But again, it's not smelling, it's about tasting, isn't it? The taste could be a completely different beast. So, let's get tasting them. So I'm going to start on this one. Here we go. Cheers. Try again. So yeah, it does have a bit of that sweet alcohol freeness to it, but it's got a nice dryness to the beer, and it's got a lovely bit of bitterness on the finish. It's crisp, it's drinkable, it's not half bad, this one. A little bit punchy, getting a bit of grapefruit on the arrival, just kind of like that kind of sour grapefruit flavour. There is a bit of malt on the aftertaste as well, which is nice. Nice kind of bready aftertaste. It's very pleasant and I'm really liking this. It's just a shame it's got that alcohol-free sweetness running through it, which a lot of these things do. It's just a really synthetic-y kind of sweet kind of... It's a shame. They could just get rid of that from the alcohol-free lagers. They might actually be something that is a possibility. I mean, if I wasn't able to drink, wasn't allowed to drink lager ever again, or alcohol ever again, should we say, I would drink that. It's a perfectly pleasant drink. If you don't savour it too much, that alcohol-free sweetness isn't really there too much. It's not overwhelming. Like I say, we are getting a bit of grapefruit, a bit of lemon, nice whack of bitterness. It is fairly dry. It's nice, it's pleasant, it's interesting. Okay, let's see what this one tastes like now that I've had a swirl. Cheers. So in the flavour, instant arrival, you are still getting that pineapple and cheese. Hawaiian pizza, that's the other thing that puts me in mind of. Not that I like a Hawaiian pizza, that I don't, but I'm ever unfortunate enough to have a piece of Hawaiian pizza. It tastes like this. I just can't get over that cheesiness. It's just, no. It's quite crisp. It's quite crisp. It's not too sweet. I wouldn't say it has that alcohol-free sweetness, but that's because of that pineapple and cheese flavour is overwhelming it, in my opinion. There might not be that. That might not be what the flavour is, but that's what I'm getting it as. It's not a particularly pleasant flavour in a lager. That definitely a result of the alcohol-freeness of it. It's quite crisp, it's quite refreshing. I wouldn't choose to get this again. It's fairly smooth though. It's fairly smooth, fairly refreshing. If it weren't for that slightly kind of off flavour that you get in up front, it wouldn't be quite so bad, but it's definitely not going through. Let's go on to this one. This one, it's got a bit of a lemon, not lemon lime, bit of lager and lime kind of feel to it. It's got a lovely bit of bitterness, quite a bit of bitterness. This, and it is smooth, and it is refreshing, and it is dry, and that alcohol-free sweetness is not too prevalent. And to be honest, if you drink it a bit quicker, if you don't savour it, that bitterness takes away that alcohol-free taste, I think. So you could almost convince yourself that this possibly was not an alcohol-free beer. I think this is quite a strong contender. So it's going through. That's got to be the Tsingtao, surely. I think I have had the Tsingtao before. I don't remember being bowled over by it, but I remember thinking it wasn't half decent for one. Karlskrone, I think I've had the Karlskrone before. I don't quite remember it tasting of pineapple and cheese, but that is compared to this one, which is a very good one, I think. Yeah, I mean, it's not revolting. This one is okay, but there you go. I think that's the Karlskrone. I think that's the Tsingtao. Let's find out if I was right, and I will be right back. So it's always nice to get your first one out of the way and correct. I did get them the right way around. This was the Karlskrone. And this was the Tsingtao, but to be honest, I think it was just wishful thinking, really, the way I got them the right way around. I thought, I'm hoping the Tsingtao is better than this one was. Let's just drink this out of the can. Yeah, it's... no. Assuming there's nothing wrong with it. I might drink it again sometime. Assuming there's nothing wrong with it, that is not great. I won't lie. It is not great at all. I'm sure the Rheinbacher is better than that. I've had the Rheinbacher alcohol-free before. I'm sure it's better than that. Let's pop the rest of the Tsingtao into that one. The Tsingtao is just better. It's just drier. It's less sweet. It's less cheesy. It's got a bit of the lemon and limey kind of feel, like Klaus. It's a bit similar to Klausthaler, really. Interestingly enough. I'm getting a little bit of maltiness on the finish. And what can I say? I wonder what the sugar content is of this anyway. 1.2, I think, grams per 100 ml. So that's, what, about 4 grams in a bottle? So that's not bad, actually, 4 grams in the bottle of sugar. I wasn't going to talk about sugar, but I don't think I can read the one on here. Oh, can I? Oh, yeah. And 2.3 grams of sugar per 100 ml. Wow. So that's interesting there. So that's about 8 grams, pretty much, of sugar, roughly, give or take. So, yeah, so this has got half the sugar in it, really, than that. And it also tastes a lot better. So there you go. So I think, and 69p as a bottle as well. Not that you'd be able to get that for 69p a bottle if it wasn't in Home Bargains. I'm not sure where you would get it from, to be honest, if it wasn't in Home Bargains. But there you go. So, yeah, Tsingtao through to the second round. Karlskrone, let's finish that off. Spill it down my face while I'm at it. So, Karlskrone, perfectly drinkable, perfectly palatable, possibly doesn't taste of cheese and pineapple if you just had it on its own on a nice hot day. But unfortunately, after this bad boy, it does taste of cheese and pineapple. So, yeah, I mean, I'm liking that. And it doesn't really taste much. Because of that bitterness, it doesn't really taste that alcohol-free. I mean, it does have it there. If you savour it in your mouth a bit, you can tell it's an alcohol-free lager. But it's pleasant. It's perfectly fine. It's going to be a hard one, I think, to beat this one. But, again, these are going to be blind. I wonder if I get to know what the beers taste like as we go through the championship. But, anyway, books his place in the second round. Let's stop waffling. Tsingtao. Let's have a see how it goes. Done. Dusted. Until next time, have a good one.